in this grave hour, perhaps the most faithful in our history, I send to every household of my peoples, both at home and overseas, this message, spoken with the same depth of feeling for each one of you, as if I were able to cross your threshold and speak to you
myself. With God's
help, we shall prevail. May He bless and keep us all. In this grave hour, perhaps the most faithful in our history, I send
the most faithful
to every household of my people,
in our history,
both at home and overseas.
I send to every household of my
spoken with the same depth of feeling for each one of you,
both at
as
home
if I were able to cross your threshold and speak to
and
you
overseas,
myself. For the second time in the lives of most of us, we are
this message
at war. Over and over again, we have tried
for each one of you
to find a peaceful way out of the differences
and speak to you
between ourselves
myself
and those who are now our
for the second time
enemies.
in the lives of
But
most
it
of
has
us.
been
We are
in vain.
at
We have been forced
At war.
into a conflict. For we are called
over and over
with
again.
our allies
We have tried
to meet the challenge of a
find
principle which, if it were
a peaceful
to prevail,
way out
would be
of the
fatal
differences
to any civilized
between
order
ourselves
in the world.
and those
It is
who
the
are
principle which permits
our
a state
enemies.
in the selfish
But
pursuit
it has
of
been
power
in
to
vain.
disregard its treaties and
We
its
have been
solemn
forced into
pledges,
a conflict.
which
For we are called to meet the challenge
sanctions the use of force or
which,
threat
if
of
it were
force
to prevail,
against the
would be
sovereignty
to
and
any
independence
civilized order
of other states.
in the world.
Such a principle,
Such a principle,
stripped of all
stripped of
disguise,
all
is
is surely
the mere
the mere
primitive doctrine that might
primitive
right.
doctrine
and
might
if this principle were
is right.
established throughout the world,
Of all that we
the freedom of our own
hold dear,
country
it is
and of the whole
unthinkable
the
that we
British
should
Commonwealth
refuse
of nations
to meet
would be
the challenge.
in danger. But far more than this,
To this
the peoples of the world
that I now
would be kept in the bondage of
my people
fear,
at home
and all
my
hopes
people
of settled peace
sees
and of the
who will
security of justice
cause
and liberty
their own.
among
I ask
nations
them
would
to
be
stand
ended.
calm and
This
firm
is the ultimate
and
issue
united
which
this time
confronts us.
of trial.
For the sake
task
of all
Will be hard.
that we ourselves
there may be
so dear,
dark days,
and of the world order
and war
and peace,
can no
it
longer
is unthinkable
be
that we
confined
should refuse
to the
to meet.
battlefield. But we can only
Challenge.
do the right as we see the right,
It is
and reverently
to this high
commit
purpose
our cause
that I now call
to
my
God.
people at home
If one and all
and my people
keep
across the sea
resolutely
who
faithful,
will make our
to it,
cause
then
their own. I ask
with
them
God's help,
to stand calm
we shall
and firm and united
prevail.
in this time of trial. The task will be hard. There may be dark days ahead, and war can no longer be confined to the battlefield. But we can only do the right as we see the light, and reverently commit our cause to God. If one and all we keep resolutely faithful to it, ready for whatever service or sacrifice it may demand, then with God's help we shall prevail. May He bless and keep us all.